there.
Well, it's interesting to see how the teams travel up there. It's a fairly rushed day for them generally, and getting up there and getting ready for the game, out of their normal rhythm in preparation, obviously. So it might be a little bit, Tigers feeling that a little bit, I guess, here.
Yeah, and it is a late game as well. So they've had a long day of travel. Get to 7 p.m. That's my bedtime. So can't imagine going out and playing a full 60-minute Sapphire game.
There's that little shooter-to-shooter pass. We'll see a lot more of that, I think.
And I think that's really good decision-making from Somerville to know that when her shots aren't as accurate, to get it close to the hoop.
Oh, for sure. Look, Amy's actually pretty good with that. Even when she's shooting well, she knows the right opportunities, and she's very experienced. So, when she puts them both together, very dangerous player, and Rays will have to watch for that.
So Shelley Rosanoff gets the rebound.
Good release there from Magrin, backing up for the double play. This is better from Tigers here, swinging it, look a bit more open. Nice tip there, though.
Courtney Elliott gets a hand on it. So Somerville will take this throw-in for the Tigers. She'll swing across.
Baldwin just found herself a little bit away from the post there. Yeah, and that...
Just a miscommunication.
Yeah, through Tigers off there. I think Baldwin's got to get herself and not work outside too much. They're doing a good job of keeping her out when she does go that way. So just have to watch her positioning a bit.
So Ali McLeod for the Tigers has been called for contact. And Rebecca Rounds passes it off to Tikatow. She doesn't want to shoot from there. So another contact from Rosanoff.
No goal, I think.
So the first quarter done, 12-3 to the Tigers. They really took it away in the second part of that first quarter, didn't they? Yeah,
look, Tigers bounced back there. It was very low scoring early, and look, Mendi Rays had a lot of the possession, but just couldn't finish off there. So, full credit to Tigers to getting themselves back into that quarter.
Yeah, I think possession-wise, it was a really even match-up. We definitely saw a lot of ball down both ends of the court, so I think you're right. The shooting for both teams could have been a bit better, and I think that the Tigers just managed to get their rebounds a bit better.
Have you experienced the all-new Victory Bar and Grill at Brothers Leagues Club? Our modern open-air bar and grill is the perfect place, whether you're making a date with family and friends or planning your next event. Open for dinner Wednesday and Thursday, and all day Friday to Sunday. Try for yourself the always evolving menu or the 21 drinks on tap. Join us and relax in the Victory Bar and Grill at Brothers Leagues Club.
Welcome back to round 5 of the HART Sapphire series. We're here with the Mendi Rays and the Tigers. I'm commentating tonight with Gary Passion. Gary, how's the game been so far?
Yeah, look, that was a very, I think, very scrappy first quarter from both teams. Certainly a defensively driven quarter, I think, and both teams having a little bit of trouble then also finishing off in their goals. So, I think once they've got that under their belt now, we should see a little bit more flowing netball, I would hope. Tigers have managed to, make the most of that towards the end of that quarter. And so Rays really need to get some goals here early and try to get back into this game.
Yeah, and we've seen the Rays take quarters in the past, so I think that'll need to be their goal now, is just focusing on each quarter as it comes. And just, if I were the Rays, I'd be maintaining that the positions and just really working on getting that combination going. If you were coaching the Rays, what would you be doing right now, Gary?
Look, I'd just remind them that there was a fair bit of good stuff there. They had some good transition. They just got to be patient. Use that transverse line to reset when they need to, and yeah, just I guess make the most of those opportunities in and around the circle now.
So Gary, as an ex-Thunder coach, have you been following the current USC Thunder season?
Look, I've been trying to follow most of the teams, and certainly, obviously, you know, my heart's still with Thunder a little bit, but yeah, it's a very good good season so far. So trying to keep in touch with how it's all going.
Of course, if you were to make the call now, where do you see them at the end of the season?
Look, I think Thunder still got a lot of potential to be up there, definitely in the top four, and you know, we pushed ourselves there last year, and I think they've got enough there to get over that, you know, the next step and get maybe into that grand final. A few issues with their shooting end at the moment, so that's going to be hard for them to get through. But
yeah, it's been unfortunate
see how they go.
To see Binny and well, it's very fortunate for her,
yeah,
of course, but unfortunate for the Sapphire team to see her be kept away in the Super League.
Yeah, but they've got some good call-ins there. So, but all teams have to deal with that throughout the season, and certainly, you know, Thunder have had their fair share of that, but no more than others. So, I'm sure they'll get themselves into it.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing about being that the feeding league into the professional, is that, you know, you girls, you want to give them every chance they've got. So
yeah, definitely. Look, you know, we always had the I guess the motto of not complaining about it, but more so celebrating it for those players that get the opportunity. And you know what, this league is a great competition on its own right, but it's also a feeder league, so that's part of the, you know, how it all works.
So the last 2 goals have gone to the Tigers. They're now up to 14. The Rays have really got to switch something on here if they want to make a move. So it'll be their centre here.
Lucky, oh no, that was footwork, yes.
It was certainly a rocket pass to Ticketow.
It's a tip, and lucky not to get the offside call there, but they'll need to make the most of this.
Yeah, it's very scrappy so far. Another turnover from Rihanna Childs.
Both teams are struggling with that, you know, that last feed and not quite getting the right balance there. And
certainly makes for an exciting defence game.
Once again, you know, Somerville's been doing that shooter to shoot so well. That's been their real strength for them, and I think we'll see more of it.
Yeah, of all the players in the Tigers right now, I'd say that Somerville has the best connection with her shooter, Baldwin.
Oh, for sure. She's probably off her shot a little bit herself, but she's making up for that in assists, and there's another one there.
There it is.
Something that Rays are going to have to address. Now they've seen it a few times. They need to adjust to that.
Yeah, you can tell Somerville knows exactly where she wants to put it before it's even reached her. And I believe that would have been a miss from Baldwin to give the Rays a shot at their first goal of this quarter.
They're just finding it very hard to get across. If they get this into this third, they're normally doing all right to get it into the circle, but just whether they can finish off.
So we can see Rounds holding, but she's not giving herself a lot of space to hold. She's done a good job there to take the front space. And she finishes that off nicely for the Rays.
Desperately needed goal there.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's Tikatau.
And gets it.
Nice little shot from her.
It's a little shift there for that, and they'll need a couple of them in a row, but see if their defense now can put pressure back on Tigers.
Of course, I'd just like to take the time to thank our sponsors, HART Sport, Legal.
Maybe the goal defence there for Rays may have to just maybe sag back earlier and
Shot at her shooter each time. So the Rays will be looking to move this down here. And hit the circle.
a slow release there, could have gone to Tikatau, but they managed to get the penalty anyway.
But the Rays maintain possession.
Child's there hunting and nearly got.
Maybe not.
No, there we go. Now looking for two in a row with their centre pass. It's Mauga there hunting really well. She's a very dynamic mid-court player. Played a lot of centre as well, but very defensive centre, and we're seeing
To Courtney Elliott, and this contact will give them a moment to settle. Their 8th goal.
Seeing a timeout here to Tigers, perhaps.
So I think that's because the last few have gone to the Rays. They're obviously making some moves for Aaron Burns right now.
Oh, look, I mean, just to... You can see there's been some lovely moves from them and just a few that aren't quite there. And certainly that's what, you know, Aaron will be telling them, I think.
Absolutely, and I'm really Rosenoff and Rhiannon Childs. We usually see Lynette in the defence position, but with an injury last week, she's sitting out this round. So her sister Rihanna gets the start.
Yeah, Rhea will be loving this opportunity, and they're both great players, and I'm sure Lynette's happy for her to the extent of her injury, but I'm sure she'll be keen to get out there as soon as she can. Finding the net ball here. Now, ticket out. See your skills there and retrieving the ball as well.
Would you?
I know.
Goal attack having to retrieve the ball from under the grandstand.
Not confident shooting there 1 foot.
No, I thought she would have taken Somerville.
I think when you start seeing shots like that from Amy, especially at that distance on the goal line there, you know, that could be danger signs for Rays.
No, it's so unusual from her. Really does make you have to do in the late game.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they would have talked about that and prepared for it, but you know, it's another thing they're having to actually go and live it and deal with it. So that's something they'll discuss, I'm sure. But you know, once they're through this one.
Do you know, Gary? Do they usually have to
this later games? But normally it's a pretty much you get in and get out. and you know, I think it's just something another. You know, Brisbane and Townsville to learn how to travel and play.
The Super, weren't they?
That's exactly right.
Games.
So yeah, it's all a learning experience, and you know, that's part of it.
Yeah, nice. And of course the Mendi Rays have such an awesome mix of players from Cairns, Townsville. They've even got a few Brisbane players. Really competitive netball, despite their training.
It must be such a difficult thing, and but. Player and only young too, so she'll be one to watch in the future.
So Lily Gray has to work back. Somerville swings it across.
Doing that okay, and you know, there is good defence from the Rays. A lot of opportunities after that. They've got to, you know, be ready for that next phase. Once it's swung across, then, you know, looking for that triangle move or that. Turnover. Another missed shot. For a team. Rosenoff there, just have a bit of a slip and got past it, but
she's just taking a rest while she can.
Half time.
That is half time. So the Tigers
certainly from Somerville. You know, that's something they'll probably talk about. They won't want to keep it. Just keep getting that ball, keep getting those shooting opportunities, and just have some trust that you know, all the practice in the second half.
Yeah, of course. And after talking to Erin Burns last week, she's not to the QT, I believe.
QT, yeah.
But she was still really positive.
Oh look, I you know, I saw a fair bit of that match, and you know, they're only 10 goals difference, and it was fairly close throughout the game. So there'd be a lot of positives.
Bob with Mizuno.
Welcome back to round 5 of the HART Sapphire series. We've got the Northern Mendi Rays and the Carina Leagues Club Tigers here, 24-13 to the Tigers. Before we get any further, we would like to apologise for the streaming tonight. We know it's been a little bit rough. We're working really hard with Double Take Sports here. We believe that the elusive cloud is
It seems like there's some streaming issues there with the data and a bit out of everyone's control. We're just hoping that it's hopefully going to improve a little bit. As both these teams, I think they need to improve a little bit in this second half too. So let's see if that can be the theme for this half.
Yeah, of course. So we're just enjoying the suspense here when it glitches. Could go either way. So Gary, I did say that we're going to get a little bit political here. Obviously, we know our netball community have probably been thinking about this, and we would have heard it this week. The comments from Raiders coach Ricky Stewart.
Yeah, look, I think a bit disappointing, probably, and people in the netball community, but you know, in the sporting community, I think you know, I don't think Ricky probably went out to try to, you know, say attack netball at all, but it actually highlights just that ignorance, I think, about other sports, and yeah, I think the Netball Australia have responded well with it, and hopefully it might highlight the, I guess, you know, that's been a little bit of an issue in netball and other sports for a long time, that you know, probably just that lack of respect from some codes and some people in different sports, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. And as a male coach, Gary, what are tough conversations? Are they any different when you have female coaches?
No, look, we try not to make that a difference as such, but I mean, you know, I guess I've been involved in the sport a long time, and I've never really seen it as, you know, being a gender thing. It's just a sport to me, but you know, and it's a you know, a great female, you know, based sport, but it's also you know, played by men and mixed you know, mixed competitions around the country and around the world actually, and so I think more and more now we're just seeing all sports as sports, and you know, and treat them that, you know, they're all different, and you know, toughness, as been said, it comes in all different shapes and form, and I think we've got to give credit to any player who plays at this level and in any sport, and you know, and just respect what they do out there, and yeah, and as I said, just see all sports equally at the moment.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I can guarantee there probably would have been some tougher words for the Mendi Rays tonight. Just maybe pick up the pace a bit.
Yeah, definitely.
So, of course, it'll be a raised centre. And it's been a pretty intense game so far, a lot more intense than I would say the score shows right now.
Oh, for sure. There's been so many, another one here, so many turnovers. It would be really high turnover count, and both teams have you know, fought hard in these transitions in defence, and you know, and have really had difficulty in scoring as well. Here's an opportunity for Baldwin, and can't put that away. Good rebound there again from Cooper.
No, I wonder if shooting was a point of discussion in the halftime chat.
Look, I think it would have had to be, and as I said, they try not to focus on it too much and just let it happen naturally, but you know, certainly it's got to be in their mind, and they've got to improve, there's no doubt.
Is it something that you can really change just based on a coach's comment? Like shooting, I kind of look at it as that thing that you just have to practice.
Yeah, look, look, there might be a few little things that coaches and players themselves can say just to trigger themselves to remember what they've got to do, but honestly it all comes in the practice first, and you've got to let it happen naturally out there, and you know, and it's also I guess a frame of mind. Shooters have got to remind themselves that the last shot can't affect the next one unless they let it, and just to, you know, keep taking those shots and keep having confidence in their ability.
Absolutely, and I'm hoping that we'll see some more accurate shooting this quarter. So we're just having a bit of a delay there. Tigers sunk that one. And they fed straight into Baldwin.
Yeah, nice little centre channel move there, and looking to finish this one off.
So Somerville passes off to her teammate.
I think she was trying to get that away a little earlier than she would have wanted to, but got it there, and they've got the goal.
So Elliott pushes it down to Nagrimu. They're having to work around that transverse line a lot before they can get it in. And there's just no options from the shooters there.
No, they're really getting stuck there now, and great defence there from the Tigers. And here we go, another issue in getting this ball back.
Definitely seems like there's a design flaw somewhere in the stadium.
You should bring some of the crowd into those back areas, I think, and help deflect the ball back.
Although you definitely wouldn't want any of the Sapphire girls running onto you if you were down that end of the court.
No, that's true, that's true.
We've seen them take out a few of the sponsorship posters throughout the season. I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of any of that. That's
right, they're amazingly fit athletes, and they, yeah, the pace they run.
They slow down for no one.
That's exactly right.
It's probably why I've never had a serious injury in sport. I can't say I've ever given my body for the sport, but I guess that's the difference, isn't it? So Tikatau setting up for that front ball. Shelley Rosnoff had a good look at that, but she didn't make an attack on it.
No, yeah, I think always a difficult situation, those 2-on-1. Just trying to set the penalty here, I believe.
Yeah, it's been taken from the wrong third there. Good little front cut from Gaffer to hit the top of that circle. And it'll let her shooters set up now.
There's Somerville again running that baseline, looking for the screen. Couldn't quite get it, but Tigers have had to swing the ball again.
She really likes to use the outside of the court, doesn't she, Somerville?
Yeah. Just so much difficulty there. Baldwin's having for that under the post shot, hitting the front of the rim. Looking to finish this one. Nope.
And she can. Takes a few attempts, but
again with those rebounds, I guess. Yep. Still going in, still counting.
Yeah, as long as you can rebound. Of course, our Queensland Firebird, Romelda Aiken, most offensive rebounds. So there you go. Can still make it work. Nice
ball to the pocket there. And
we've Had an attempted shot there from the Rays, unexpectedly. So Somerville looks into her shooter Baldwin. There's a lot of body going on in this circle. We're seeing a lot of calls, a lot of hold-ups. So Gray pops it over to Gaffer. Somerville hits that baseline. She's got heavy defence on her.
Yeah, she's got the held ball. That was a good defence there to hold on to her, hold on to the distance, even with Somerville stepping in. It's a turnover for Rays, and now they're going to try to capitalise on this.
So there's 6 minutes to go in this third quarter, and the Tigers lead 31-15. They're just doubling the Mendi Rays score now. But I think we're about to see a shift in momentum from the Rays.
They really need to get this 2 in a row here, and just to keep working on that quarter score. Nice little pop forward there. Rounds. Swings it and looking for the screen. And opens up the post there. Nice little move there from Rays.
So I believe that shot just there was from Alessandra Smith. If my
Yeah, I think so.
vision
She's
is
replaced
correct.
Tikatau there, and
She has, so we'll see what that does to their game there.
I believe she's only a fairly young player and attacking player, and she's come out there with a nice 2 goals fairly confidently.
Yeah, it's my favourite thing to see the younger players come on halfway through after sitting the bench. They've observed and they come on and they're just so confident. It can really bring a whole new level to a team.
Pressure there from
Big
Rosanov.
Bear hug from Rosanov.
Another opportunity. Could be 3 goals in a row here for Smith.
That's the kind of accuracy they need. So we've seen some good stuff from the Mendi Rays the last few shots. I'm hoping they can keep up this momentum. It's a much more competitive feeling out there for them right now. But the pass just goes over, and that's probably that combination.
Yeah, I think Smith just got a little bit too tunnel visioned, and probably should have looked at using her circle edge feeders there. Tigers were able to read her, I think, a little bit there on that. Nice little half roll there.
It was.
Baldwin, and
She's still just hitting the top of that ring. So she'll let her shooting partner, Somerville, pass off right under the hoop. Still hits the top of that ring. But with rebounds, she eventually finds the goal to get them to 34-18.
And we see just with, Rays, when they get a little bit of a run there, Tigers are able to bounce back themselves, and they've got that commanding lead at the moment, and if Rays get a couple on them, they're the type of team that know that's not going to make the big difference. They won't panic, and they'll just try to work back themselves. In saying that, Rays have looked a little bit more settled in these last few passages.
They certainly have. And unfortunately,
yeah, couldn't control the feet there.
It's those little self-made errors that really just hurt you, isn't it?
Yeah, look, I think it's been a characteristic from both teams actually in this game, and but certainly Rays are probably not being able to bounce back from them as well as Tigers have. Again, just that's better rotation in there from the goalers, and a better shot too from Baldwin.
A much more confident
She
shot
seems
from
to
her.
be shooting well from that range more than she is under the post at the moment.
Well, maybe that's where she should be sticking.
Good contesting there, a little bit late. You expect that here, you know, just always contesting every ball from every team.
Just like that, on the top of the circle. Somerville sets herself up really nicely and holds her space.
Good rebound, so.
Well, thank goodness for the rebounds, because
Look, I
not
think
the most
rebounds are
accurate right
the leading the stats surely
Yep.
in this game.
rebounds and turnovers.
That was, yeah, Gaffer there having good contesting.
It was, yes.
Getting herself back in position now. Tigers have been, you know, bouncing back and forward between, you know, real strong man on man, but when they get back in this position, they're kind of, both Gaffer and Mauga there are kind of playing a bit of a zone around the edge of the circle and commanding that space well. And that's led here to another turnover as well.
So we haven't seen a lot of change-ups in the Tigers' positions. Certainly not as many as the previous week. So obviously, Erin Burns is liking what she's seeing.
Yeah, and she probably just wants these combinations to run through and get some time together. You know, probably thought this might be an opportunity on this travelling game against the Rays to really let the team run, you know, run it out, get some good minutes together. And but you know, I'm certainly not in her head, so there might be other reasons there too.
Definitely. Look, I think it's really good just to see a really consistent goal shooting circle for the Tigers. I think almost every game they've had a new shooter the last few weeks, so I think they'll just be sighing for relief that they've got Baldwin, and hopefully she'll be the new go-to goal shooter for them.
Yeah, look, there's some been good signs for them, and you know, a little bit rusty there on a few things, but certainly, you know, well, they're certainly coming off in the scoreboard at least for them.
Certainly is, as they climb 20 away from the Mendi Rays. We'll set them nicely up for the fourth quarter with 20 seconds to go. Smith has a go. Doesn't quite make it, but she saw the clock and thought, why not?
Yeah, look, I think that's a good sign from a young player like that, to have the confidence in that situation to have a go at it.
Yeah, look, they don't have anything to lose as well, so I think that just take any shot you've got.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Right, so 38-18 to the Tigers. Who's standing out for you right now on court, Gary?
Look, I would say probably the Tigers' defensive end, especially both their mid-court, Mauga and Gaffer. You know, their defensive efforts there have really put a lot of pressure on Rays getting that ball down the court, and then, you know, backing it up with Rosenoff and Childs, you know, picking up the scraps there. So that back four has been, I think, a standout.
Yeah, I think for me and the Northern Mendi Rays rounds has been pretty consistent throughout the game, and I'm really liking the addition of Smith.
Oh, look, I think it's exciting, and she's come out there and you know, had a lot of confidence for a young player. So I'm hoping they give her a few more minutes. You know, Tikatau was doing well, and you know, maybe they you know, look at giving the two of them together a bit of a go and have a go for a mobile shooting you know, end for this last quarter.
Yeah, we'll hope to see her on for the last quarter, and we'll just go for an ad.
It's a real local operation here at Franklin. That's why we've been around so long. A lot of our staff have been here for 20, 25 years. We make so many things ourselves so we can really look after you in price. Steve makes awnings, Ray makes roller blinds, Lockie makes security screens, Nick measures and quotes. Is that everything? And Kevin makes tea. Frankly, only Franklin will do.
Welcome back to round 5 of the HART Sapphire series. I'm Hannah Davies, and I'm joined by Gary Passion, former coach of the USC Thunder, former Australian men's captain, and former Queensland men's coach. Gary, what's it been like playing for the Australian men's team?
Oh, look, great opportunity. When I got my shot back in the day, and you know, to see the sport grow so much in the time I was playing, and even more now for men's netball, it was very exciting to be part of that. And you know, I was lucky enough to play in the Australian colours and play against you know, a lot against the Kiwis, but certainly against England and South Africa too. And you know, those countries are also getting you know, a lot stronger as well. And yeah, always have fond memories of that opportunity.
Yeah, beautiful. And what about coaching for you, Gary? What's in the future for you?
Look, at the moment, a little bit of a break for me, and I'm enjoying that break and focusing on personal life and work life a little bit. Netball does take a lot of our time when we're out there doing it, so yeah, I'm not really sure at the moment. As I said, have purposely not made big plans and just enjoying the break.
Well, I'm excited to see where you'll be in the future. I'll certainly be keeping tabs on that.
I don't think I'll be too far away from netball in general, so we'll see what happens.
I think once you get into netball, you can't leave.
It's exciting sport. I've always loved it, and love sport in general. But yeah, certainly, and you know, certainly love watching two teams like this. You know, bottom of the table clash, but they're battling it out, and they've got their own things to work on, and we're seeing that as these quarters progress.
There we go. So that's the raise. First goal of the fourth quarter. We're just holding time here. So I'll ask you while waiting, Gary, how did you get into netball?
Yeah, look, I grew up like a lot of, I guess, boys in my age at the time, playing cricket and a lot of, you know, a bit of football and soccer, and I guess as I got a little bit taller later on, I played a lot of basketball and volleyball, and yeah, I think I was out watching my sisters one time and got intrigued in the sport, and I actually started umpiring first. And someone was, I think, sick of me complaining about the rules on the sideline, so he gave me a whistle. And yeah, just slowly progressed from that, and realised that, yeah, there was mixed and men's competition, so had a go at it, and I guess just took to it. And I just enjoy it as a really true team sport. Yeah, I guess yeah, that's been the last 20 years of my life.
The rest is history.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a pretty unique team environment, netball. I've done a bit of sports journalism, and nothing is quite like netball. The way the coaches and the players interact together, and the fans. The fans are so special, such different fans. I think I went to my first football match not that long ago. You can tell I've obviously just stuck to netball. And to see people yell at the umpires, I was appalled. Yeah,
look, it's just always such a good, I think, in all the netball I've been involved in, just a lovely community, a great culture, and you know, I think a lot of sports can learn a few things from the way netballers, I guess, you know, work within their own sport, and you know, what they show out on court and off court as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've seen Tikatau return to the court, but she's in the goal shooter position this time. So
well, that's what I was hoping for. We said that they might go for a mobile run there, and certainly Smith came on and made an impact. So I think it's a really good, interesting move for them, and yeah, hope they get some good learnings from it. And here we go, another turnover. So.
And we do hear that a moving circle is the future of shooting. I'm not sure how our taller shooters, maybe Charlie Bell and the Jets will feel about that, but.
Oh, look, I think it's been back and forward with people's opinions over many years. I think there's always space in the sport for every style there, and that's good. That just gives every team different things to work against and to train for, and you know, I guess to battle.
Definitely, and it makes it a new challenge for the defenders when you can bring on a completely different style of shooting circle. Yeah,
well, the Tigers defenders have been reading that well, and we can see actually. They've made a defensive change there, I think, in the Tigers.
They have.
That's Madison Cooley on, I believe, is it?
It sure is. Yep. You're exactly right. Good spotting.
Yeah, great player in her own right. So she'll love to get out there and get some good minutes out there as well and put some pressure on.
So Gaff has moved to the wing attack position. McLeod back on as centre for the Tigers, of course. And I believe that's Cassidy in the Mendi Rays centre position. So that's Baldwin. She'll put another one away for them. And it'll be a Mendi raise centre. It's been even so far in this quarter.
Yeah, just those changes seem to have just opened the game up a little bit too.
And there we go, that's our moving circle.
Probably should have just swung that over, I think, rather than going for the shooter high ball, but they still come up with possession.
So they'll double team Tikatau here.
That's a cheeky little pass. I love that. That's
my
nice.
goodness, yeah, a double team, and she comes away with the ball right under the post. I mean, that
certainly
looks pretty
Smith
good.
has been making an impact here, and I'm liking it. It's really good to see, and she's certainly playing like she's been doing this for a long time.
She has.
There's Tigers answering back with their own
that's
lovely
Tash
ball.
Robinson under the post. So we've got two moving circles now.
Yeah, it's
how good for a final quarter.
It is good, and there's certainly nothing wrong with that other style, but both teams seem to struggle with it a little bit, so already they're opening up a bit. It'll be interesting to see yeah, how this last quarter pans out with it.
Oh, beautiful split there from Smith, and she's finishing that off. She's been really accurate so far.
She's making a big impact here, and it's, I'm enjoying it.
Gaffer keeps that in.
Wow.
Puts it straight to Robinson. Easy peasy.
Finishes off well too. Another exciting young player, and I believe she's a country girl herself, so
there you go.
yeah, it's good to see her getting some good minutes at the end, and she's making an impact as well.
It is. Look, there's a difference of 20, but you couldn't tell right now.
Certainly more opened, free-flowing than it was early in the game.
Yeah, and I think that it's exactly that moving shooting circle that's making that. And it's always interesting to see Somerville work with different shooters.
Yep. You can see there even, yeah, Somerville just, she knew her job there was just to protect Robinson there for the shot and did well.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favourite things about Somerville. She knows her job in each different moment.
Oh, she's such an experienced player. She knows netball back to front and has played at the highest level, and you know, a lot of these younger players will be learning lots of her.
And you can definitely tell when the younger players come on with her, they just feel confident, because why not when you're next to Amy Somerville?
Exactly.
We'll get the held ball. Robinson won't be too happy about that, but she'll work hard here. Just experiencing a bit of a glitch as the Rays need to really get it in that centre third.
Yeah, just struggling to get through. Showing good patience, but I'd love a little bit more free flow. There was a nice little ball movement there. Having to go back again. Good reset. Opens up Smith there. She thought she might have just turned and had a go at that, but probably good decision.
Oh, and a great shot from Tikatau to finish that off.
She's looking more comfortable, I think, back there in that shooting position as well, and so it's really been a good move for them.
Really has. I wish I had the exact score, but I believe this quarter is pretty even. Yeah, contest there from McLeod. Too much body. Oh, and a great intercept from McLeod there.
Yeah, had herself in a good position. Probably not the best options for Rays, but certainly McLeod was ready to make the most of it.
She was, and they've moved it down really fast. Great little double play there.
Yeah, I could nearly predict that it was going in. That's such a classic Somerville move, the little double play refeed and the turn and shot, and that looked a much more comfortable shot from her.
And it's a classic for a reason, because look at that, the front cut. I think with Somerville, she needs to take that ball after being on a quick move.
Yeah, and she's looking more comfortable too now with Robinson there as well. It's almost like just that changing that style of play is taking a little bit of pressure off her, and she's opening up.
Yeah, she certainly likes to give and go, and Robinson's got that extra element of speed in her play. So we've just called time here while we wait for the ball to come back on court. 6.5 minutes to go, and the Tigers lead 46-24. Look, the score has come out quite a bit, but from watching it and maybe not seeing the score, I don't think you'd expect it to be this big of a difference.
Yeah, it was just, you know, the early lead that even though Tigers themselves, who I think were struggling for rhythm, they were able to put, you know, some of those early goals away, and more so Rays couldn't make the most of their opportunity early. They're doing it now, a little bit too late, unfortunately. So, but I think both teams have taken, you know, most of the game to find a good rhythm and maybe a good combination on court as well.
Yeah, moving Smith onto the court is looking like a really good decision. She's been really confident since she's come on, and I think that maybe the coach, Angela Cooper, will start with that next week.
Look, I think they've got to consider it. I mean, Rounds has obviously been a big impact player for them, and I'm not ruling, I wouldn't rule her out as that continuing, but for them to have a different style there, and maybe Smith just needed, you know, they needed to see more of her, I'm not sure, but she's certainly, for a young player, she's come on and make an impact, and I'd hope that we see more of her.
Yeah, well, they've certainly got a large squad, the Rays. I don't believe I've seen Smith on the bench until this game. So perhaps, yeah, they just need to see a bit more of her, give her that first shot.
I'd be surprised if she wasn't getting more of a call-up in future games after this
absolutely.
performance.
It's so awesome, though, to see how many talented players we have tucked away in the bench, or the Ruby series. Last week with the Cougars, we saw Maddie Davies come in. And this is the Cougars, you know, the reigning premiers, and she just slotted in perfectly. So it's really nice to see that whatever's happening at training, they're getting their other players involved and making sure that they've got those options for when they need to pull in new players.
Oh, it's this competition has been unbelievable for netball in Queensland, and it's giving a lot of players opportunity. It's given them exposure. Given them the chance to work with some amazing, you know, talented athletes and experienced athletes and coaches. So, you know, it's really helped strengthen netball in this state for sure.
Completely. And speaking of experienced coaches, I believe Vicky Wilson has been playing a pretty big role in the Mendi Rays development. So
yes, she has. Yeah, and yeah, Vicky certainly, you know, very experienced and has got an amazing netball brain, obviously, and to have her. You know, in the background with your team, in any team, is an amazing opportunity.
Certainly is. So Tash Robinson, she's pretty quick in that goal shooter position. So they've managed to stay within half of the Tigers, 25-50. That's the second time Cassidy's hit the floor. McLeod is right on her on that circle edge.
I think the umpire's just maybe letting her know there just to maybe no more of that.
Settle it down there.
But both teams have been contesting really well on the edge of the circle, and they just got to you know, follow the umpire's instructions there that it doesn't go too far.
Yeah, and that's something you often see in the bottom of the table clashes, is they really just put their bodies in the line. And you can see here, taking out one of the sponsorship
Great
posters.
First ball contesting too. Good movement there but from Tigers. But, yeah, again, both teams have been doing some really good defensive work.
Yeah, and this passage of play right here from the Rays is looking so much more confident. Beautiful little front ball from Smith. She doesn't get the rebound. She didn't look like she felt confident with that rebound at all.
No, look, that's probably something that is not going to be her strength with her height in the circle. But we also know that that's certainly not everything. And, you know, if she sinks more than not, then rebounds won't be a problem anyway.
Yeah, completely. And it's pretty hard with Rihanna Childs under the circle anyway.
That's exactly right.
So Cassidy for the Mendi Rays with the centre. Courtney Elliott has to move it around. They're pretty steady here. They're taking their time. Certainly no ball is being rushed for the Rays.
Yeah, that was just good patience, resetting again, just waiting for the opportunity, but
it's just not getting into the circle.
Yeah, good awareness there from Cooley, and probably a rush pass, but again, Cooley was there to make the most of that.
And the Tigers transition really nicely down the court. McLeod finds Robinson, a lovely split there.
That's one of her trademarks too.
She certainly gets some distance with it.
I've been liking these combinations both teams have had in this last quarter, and yeah, as we said earlier, I think there'll be notes taken and you know, see if they can build on that for future rounds.
I definitely think so. I dare say we might see more of Tash Robinson as well. There haven't been a lot of rolling substitutions in this game either.
No. Again, whether that's just both teams, you know, making sure they got plenty of minutes with combinations.
Oh. And we talk about it all day, but when you see that height on Amy Somerville shot,
yeah, that's
you know where it's going.
We've seen more of that classic Amy Somerville shot in this last quarter, and probably lucky for Rays it wasn't on early, because it could have been very dangerous for them.
So the Tigers have got a few minutes to make further impact on the scoreboard. And you can tell they know it. They're trying to get there as fast as possible. Robinson, another lovely split from her, and she'll finish it off. It's 47 seconds left on the clock here in Townsville. And they'll want to get one more out of this for sure. They're both holding.
Oh, couldn't quite finish there. Enough time here for Rays to get one more opportunity.
Yeah, they've got 30 seconds. Let's see if they can do it. I think they're both rushing a bit with that scoreboard.
That Madison Cooley's made a good impact coming on too here. She's got a lot of touch to the ball, and there's Smith getting the rebound. There you go.
Yeah,
so
good
she can get up there.
Yeah, and she positioned herself really, really well that time. And they've potentially got time to get one more in for them if they can.
Send it in early, couldn't quite make it work.
That's the thing. I don't know, you got 10 seconds left. Oh, I stand corrected.
Well,
it's
a bit hard for us to tell.
She did the right thing then. Well, that is it. Tigers 55, Mendi Rays 27. That is the third match of round 5 here. Gary, let's talk each end of the court. Attackers, who was the standout for you?
Oh, look, I think probably it comes down to that last quarter a lot of the ways. I think both the big shooters there, Rounds and Baldwin, they they did their job, but probably wasn't the style there for tonight. And I think maybe both teams need to probably learn for that, and maybe could have made those changes earlier. In hindsight, it's easy to say that, but I think maybe that impact of mobile shooting end for both teams actually was certainly of note and a bit of an impact.
Absolutely. And mid-court, who was the standout for you there?
Oh, look, I think a little combination there of certainly Gaffer in the middle, but also her work defensively with Malgo I was pretty impressed with throughout the whole time. I know they changed it up a little bit at the end, but I think that was pretty hard to go past.
Absolutely. And defence for me had to be Shelley Rosnoff. We did see her switched off for Madison Cooley, who also did a really good job. What would you say about that, Gary? Yeah,
definitely. And I think Tigers, defence is all about teamwork as well, and I think they showed that more than probably Rays a little bit. Rays had some great defensive moments, no doubt, but as I said, that back four for Tigers were in sync for a lot of the game, and that certainly led to a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, it was probably a more consistent defensive lineup for the Tigers. There weren't many switches made, and I think that really had an impact. So that brings us to the end of our broadcast today. The official result, of course, 55 to the Carina Leagues Tigers and 27 to the Northern Mendi Rays. We'd like to thank our sponsors, HART Sport, Legassic, Mizuno, Mount Franklin, Powerade, Bondi Vite and Strapit. And of course thank our broadcast, Double Take Sports. My name was Hannah Davies and I was in commentary today with Gary Passion. And tomorrow myself and Millsy will be back with the USC Thunder taking on Brisbane North Cougars at USC Stadium tomorrow at 5 PM. So we'll catch you then.